Serious and you're looking for a Christ man, the one who anointed with the Lord, with the Spirit of the Lord to do his will, I'm that nigga.
One West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put y'all faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make them money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on cargo.
American honor don't like no soldiers. For the spirit of the Lord, we don't like no soldiers. You understand me?
Black, Hispanic, Native, they hate y'all as the same. Paint Christ in they image, paint you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate. African soft niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lies sound promising. Prophecy, gift and the curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the UPK, taught me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville and I found the truth. I called the school, classes being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. UPK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under your honor, Amy murdered by them and got a hug from your honor. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priests bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ICE agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game, put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves.
Aquí somos la Escuela Israelita del Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Hoy estamos aquí.
Lord Commandant General Yohana na ISUPK.
This is what Commander General Yohana did. This is what he did.
First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church.
That's right.
Hey, we're gonna go ahead and clap it up. You know what I'm saying? Salakia. I was on mute. But Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. I'm Priest and Officer Tapazar. And you know, I don't know if you feeling like how I'm feeling, man, from what you just saw, man. But you know, that had me ready to go, you know what I'm saying? As Daniel said, man, and what he saw, take the kingdom. Right. You understand? To take the kingdom, man. That was a glorious, 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 you know what I'm saying, display of brotherhood right there, man, under Commander General Yohanna, man. And shout out first and foremost, man, I want to take time and just acknowledge and shout out, you know what I'm saying, Commander General Yohanna, you know what I'm saying, and for raising up a brother like General Katham, you know what I'm saying, Katham Gabar, man. I say that respectfully, you understand, and for him to have the spirit, man, to go, you know what I'm saying, and address, you know what I'm saying, the immigrant crisis of, you know what I'm saying, of our people, the 12 tribes, man, with humanitarian aid, man. You understand? Those are the acts of a sovereign nation. You understand? When we see our people in dire need of assistance, man, and you organize, you know what I'm saying, men of war to go and bring humanitarian aid, you know what I'm saying, to our people that are in need, man. So just want to give a hand clap, you know what I'm saying, to Command General Yohanna and General Katham and Captain Akab, man, you understand, and all the brothers that went to New York, man, for that mission, you know what I'm saying, in the Bronx, man, to go and help our people, man, to help our people that were suffering, you know what I mean, and our oppressor, man, like, you know, they play games with our people, man, you understand. Governor Abbott out here in Texas was a prime culprit in shipping our brothers up to New York, you know what I'm saying, in a game, playing a game with our people, you know what I'm saying, hoping that, you know what I mean, trying to, you know, saying that they have a crisis at the border, you understand, and shipping our people up to New York in the hopes that, you know what I mean, that nobody would come to assist them, man. But little did Governor Abbott know that Commander General Yohanna is on post, you understand? He hasn't left his post, and he's raising up faithful men to follow, you know what I'm saying, other faithful men, and to be on post, man. You know what I'm saying? To be on watch, man, to watch over and shepherd our people, man. You understand? And the title of this class, man, you know what I mean, is you can't tell the difference because you don't know God. You understand? You know, what you saw out there in New York, man, was the spirit of Christ. You understand? That was the spirit of Christ, live and in color. You understand? You saw the angels of the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Doing the work of the Lord's army, you know what I'm saying? Doing the work of the Lord right there, man. You know what I mean? And you know, not to get off topic, man, but I can definitely understand how brothers felt, you know what I mean? You know, when we did our mission to Acuna and brothers who wasn't able to be there, how they felt, because that's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? You know, even when the call was made and, you know, I wasn't able to go, man, but then, and a lot of brothers, we couldn't go. But when I saw the video, man, I don't know who made that video. I'm thinking it could have been Officer Barack out there in D.C. I don't know, because a lot of them brothers out of D.C., man, you know, shout out to the, you know what I'm saying, to the camp in D.C. under Captain Mashak, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, they very skilled and talented when it comes to, like, you know, grasping the spirit of what's taking place with the photographs and the videography and all that. So it could have been Barack, but whoever it was, you know what I'm saying, on the media team that shot that video, man, I'm gonna be honest, man, you know what I mean? I had to call my captain, man, because like I said, I felt like going out to war, taking up arms and going to war and crying at the same time, man, when I saw it, man. I'm just being keeping it 1,000 with you. That's how I felt seeing that. And immediately I was just filled with that spirit, man. You know what I mean? Of man, just that militant spirit, man, the spirit of the Most High. You understand? And so shout out to all the brothers that participated in that mission. You know what I'm saying? It was glorious, man. It was glorious, man. You know what I'm saying? And I know it had to be pleasing in the sight of Commander General Yohanna, man. You know what I mean? And but yeah, man, so, you know, but a lot of our people would, you know what I'm saying, that's, you know, would have thought that, you know, okay, they just, all they did was just march up the street and, you know, hand out clothes, man. But what you saw was the spirit of Christ. Right. And the reason why you can't tell the difference, you know, between what the ISUPK, which is the home of the truth, what we do and what they do is because you don't really know God, man. You understand? You know, you know, you got people that after somebody gets murdered and unalived and slaughtered, you know what I'm saying, and abused by our oppressors, they go in and they march. You know what I'm saying? They sing songs like "We Shall Overcome" and you know, and they beg for their oppressor to get them, you know, what is it, a drop a drop of justice. You know what I'm saying? And it never comes. You know what I'm saying? We always left thirsty for vengeance and for vindication and justice because it never comes. Then you got, you know what I'm saying, these Christian groups that call themselves Israelites, man, that go out and march. You know what I mean? But to you, it all looks the same because you don't know God. And see, that's the problem, man. Christianity has taught our people, you know what I'm saying, to not really look for God, but to look for how things look. You understand? By their appearances, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we judge things. We judge things from how it looks, but not from, you know what I'm saying, what it actually is, man. And what occurred in New York was a prime example of what the Lord is behind and what the Lord is with and what the Lord is not with. You understand? And the Lord always, you know, there's always, see, life is war. Life is a battle. You understand? And the Lord is a man of war. So what the Lord do is he always let the fake go first. He always let the thing that's not real, like he always give the thing that's fake and untrue and a lie. He lets the lie, you know, have a head start. It can have 1,000-year head start. You know what I mean? It's like when you racing your kid or you racing some kids, or you know, a girl, you let them start off first, running ahead, because you know why? You know you can beat them. You understand? And that's what the Spirit of the Lord do. He'll let the fake thing go out in front. You understand? That's what happened with the prophet Elijah and the 450 prophets of Baal. Elijah was one man. He was one man of the Lord. The scriptures say, he says, I alone represent the Most High. I alone am a prophet that stand with the Most High. And he had 450 preachers. You know what I'm saying? Christian pastors, man. You know what I mean? Preachers of Baal standing against him. They had the numbers. They had the appearance. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know they had the garments probably was purple. You know what I mean? We ain't there. We can't verify, but it probably was purple. Right. They had the numbers, but what did Elijah have? Elijah had the truth, man. And that's what the ISUPK has under Command General Yohanna, man. That's why we're the home of the truth. We have the truth. But because you don't know God, you can't tell the difference between truth and a lie. You understand? But that's the job of the priest of God. Give me that Ezekiel 44 real quick, all right? And if you can, man, get that mic activated, man, and you know what I'm saying? Read that for me, man. Yeah, man, that's the job of a priest, man, to give you the distinction. You understand? Because you can't tell the difference, that's a priest's job. Go ahead, Art.
Colonel Wisconsin. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 44, verse 23. Mm-hmm. And they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and profane. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we doing. That's what we do in the ISUPK, man. You understand? Under Commander General Yohanna. We teach the people the difference between what's holy, what's separate, what the Lord has put over here, and then everything else. You understand? Because right now, man, you know, everything is like, the thing that's evil is being called good, and the thing that's good is being called evil. Right. And Isaiah said, the prophet Isaiah said, destruction unto them that call the evil thing good and the good thing evil. Y'all call the ISUPK evil because we wear all black. Right. You understand? Because we have that militant spirit. You understand? You know, because you know, we teach the truth. We teach that Christ wasn't born, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, of a woman who never had sex before. We teach that sex is marriage. And in this society, that's looked at, the things that we say are looked at as evil, right? But then you have other Christian groups, you know what I'm saying, who call themselves Israelites, that say a man should only have one wife. Right. And it sound good. It sound right. You understand? You know what I mean? They say it's not good to give to sinners, to help sinners. Don't give the good things to sinners, right? And it sound good, right? But the problem is that that's not the spirit of Christ. That's the spirit of the world. That's the spirit of Christianity. And you think that you know God, right? But you don't know God. So the thing that you call God is really, you know what I'm saying, is really darkness. It's really evil. It's really wickedness, man. You understand? Right? You know, you would never think in the scriptures that, you know, like would the Lord ever compare the kingdom of heaven, you know what I mean, to 10 alternative to 10 women in an alternative lifestyle, or 10 men in an alternative lifestyle? Would Christ have ever said that I compare the kingdom of heaven to 10 men who you know what I'm saying, who are of the alternative lifestyle, right? You would tell me, nah, he'd never say that, right? He'd never say nothing like that, that the kingdom of God is like 10 men that, you know, that love other men and have relations, sexual relations with other men. You'd be like, man, you out of your mind, you know, and okay, no sweat. But then if I said to you, would Christ ever compare the kingdom of heaven to 10 women going to marry one man? What would you say then? What would you tell me then? Would you tell me I was crazy and you know, in a cult, and Christ would never talk like that? Right. But see, that's the problem, because Christ did talk like that. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's in the scriptures. Christ compared the kingdom of heaven to 10 women marrying one man. What we say multiple wives. Right. But when we talk about that, you call us evil. But when the Christians in purple say that a man should only have one wife, you say that he's good. You call them good. But our sisters get murdered under their watch, and there's no accountability for it, man. You know what I'm saying? They get unalived on their watch. The men who say that they should only have one wife are involved with men who have alternative lifestyles. Then they unalive those men who they have relationships with in an alternative lifestyle. But you can't tell the difference because you don't know God. But it's the job of a priest to teach you the difference between the holy and the profane. Keep reading out.
And cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean.
Yeah, the unclean and the clean, man. But you can't tell. The thing that's clean, you calling it dirty. You saying it's filthy. The thing that's unclean, you calling it pristine. You saying it's all mopped up with Fabuloso, right? But it's stinky and it's filthy, man. You understand? The purple Christians, they march, but how do they march? How do they march, man? They march for show. It's a show. It's a performance. They attach themselves to the controversy, right? They use the controversy to bring attention to themselves because they just want the attention. Why? Because they want more members. But really, what are they doing? Are they really teaching the people what God says? Or are they just teaching the people to look at the thing that's shiny, the thing that sparkles? You know what I mean? Who wore purple? Who wears purple? Prince wore purple. And what was the spirit on Prince? Was it the spirit of the Lord? Would you say that Prince? I'm talking about the artist Prince who died as an addict. He died of an overdose in the elevator. What was the spirit on him? Wearing purple. You understand? They dressed Christ in purple to mock him. Our oppressors did. You know what I mean? The so-called rich man in the scriptures who ignored his brother and saw his brother in the worst state and condition with sores all over his body and walked right by him. And it said that he went and ate feast every day, man, and fed himself to the full every day while his brother was out there outside of his doorstep at his gate, just wasting away. So what glory is in purple? You understand? But because we in all black, you know, we're evil. You can't see the spirit of Christ. You can't see the Most High because you're looking for the wrong thing. You understand? You're looking for the wrong thing. Give me that Luke 16, man. You understand? Because, and it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Actually, give me that Jeremiah 23 first. It's not your fault. It's the fault of our leadership, man. You understand? Our leadership. Because when you dangle the shiny thing, it's a distraction. That's what they call them, magicians. You know what I mean? It's called the sleight of hand. They use distractions while they're talking this to you. They're taking the watch off your wrist, right? They say, oh, you know, look at this, and they're doing all this with their hands, and the whole time their whole goal is to get your eye off the ball to be able to take something from you, man. You know what I'm saying? When the men of the Lord, we move in a militant spirit because we're trying to give something to you. You know what I'm saying? But give it to you in the right way. You understand? Yeah, give me that Jeremiah 23 and 1.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23 and verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep.
Right. It's the pastors that are destroying the sheep. It's the pastors that are destroying the flock and scattering the flock. Where was all the Christian churches out there for the migrants in New York? Where was the Christian Israelite groups in purple for the migrants, out there in New York, coming to bring aid to the migrant crisis? Where were they at? Where were they at when the Levites, because the purple Christians, they teach about Levi too. They teach about the Levites. Right. But when they were under the bridge in Acuna, who came out to go assist them? Who came to help them? You marching, but what are you marching and doing? Bands march. Bands march, they play music, and it's all to entertain. But what comes out of it besides entertainment? That's all these Christian groups have is the ability to entertain you. You know what I mean? Like TikTok or like Instagram. You're entertained by it. You watch it, your attention span is so low, you don't have the ability to lock in and focus and discern what's actually going on because you just want to be entertained for the moment. Oh man, them dudes in purple, man, they looked real, they like soldiers, man. They black men standing for something. Standing for what? For Kyrie? A millionaire? Okay, Kyrie's getting a little bit of heat in the media, for, he don't know his right hand from his left. He don't know what's up from his down. Right? But now you come to stand for Kyrie. But who is Kyrie really standing for? He don't know no better. He's not even he don't know where to go. Right. You know what I'm saying? He got the Ankh on. He got the Palestinian head wrap on, and then he talking about the Hebrews. And that's no knock to him because he has a level of zeal, but not according to knowledge. So he's just saying whatever he think is the right thing to say. He don't know no better. But the ones the Christian purple imposters who claim to know what's going on, what do? They go and stand and march and stand outside of the building. Right. What did that do? That's why the Most High, and Christ under the Most High and Commander General Yohana under Christ had to show you that if you're going to march, you have to march as an army. And if you're going to march as an army, you got to have a mission in mind. And if you're going to have a mission in mind, you have to complete and fulfill the mission. Right. You understand? You got to complete the order. That's the gospel. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures say that Christ commanded the disciples. He gave them orders because he's a captain. That's what our records say. He's the captain of our salvation. He's a military leader. Don't get it twisted, man. Christ is not in some toga, you know what I'm saying? Looking like an effeminate alternative lifestyle, person. He's a man of war, like his father is a man of war. Ark, you want to say something? Yeah, no, go ahead, Ark.
Because the world see it as these Christian Israelite groups, they marching and they like look at this military, right?
Right.
When understanding something like that, a real military. The truth about a military is it's two different purposes. Mm-hmm. It's more than two, but about 2 or 3. But the first one is you're gonna protect and provide resources. That's what a military is gonna do, or they're going to take from the people that can't defend themselves.
Man, good night. No, man, that's heavy, man. Get that brother a hand, man, for what he just brought out. You marching, but what are you securing? Shoot, even on the, you got majorettes and drill team and step teams, they march too. But to what end? You understand? And what the brother said is that they protect to give resources. We came to bring resources to our brothers and sisters in New York, in the Bronx, under Commander General Yohana, under the guidance of General Kuthum and Captain Akkad. You understand? And all the captains and officers, man. You understand? And that's the spirit that Christ moved in. But your Christian pastor, man, when they see trouble, when they see our people in need and you know, suffering and going through crisis and emergencies, they don't show up. You know why? Because when it's time to put boots on the ground and actually put the work in, they don't have the spirit of Christ to be able to fulfill that. Christ had a word for them. Give me that John 10 and 12 real fast. You understand? My duty under Commander General Yohana, you understand? You know what I'm saying? Is to show you the difference. That's what a priest's job is. Because a lot of times people don't know. People out there, you know what I mean, sinning against the Most High, a lot of them, they just don't know no better because ain't nobody teaching them. You know what I'm saying? The water is murky. You know what I mean? If all you have to drink is muddy water, then you gonna feel like that's like, that's Avion or whatever the other like little famous waters are, or Fuji water, because you don't know no better. You drinking muddy water. But a priest's job is to come in and show you like, this is the purified water. This is the clean water, man. That's unclean. This is clean. Right. What you're doing right now is destroying yourself. You understand? You poisoning yourself. Go ahead and bring that out. We're going to show you the difference in leadership. What you saw out there in New York was the spirit of Christ. It was the leadership of Commander General Yohana under the spirit of Christ, man. Go ahead, Ak, read that.
Concert. This is the book of John, chapter 10 and verse 12.
Uh-huh.
But he that is in higher, and not the shepherd.
Uh-huh. No, read a verse above that. Salaki.
John 10 and 11. The good shepherd.
Well, who is the good shepherd? Christ is the good shepherd. Christ said in Matthew 15, he said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. When the purple Christians went out to march, you ain't know who they was for. They just in purple and they out in front of the stadium. Who are they here for? Or they here for Kyrie? What is Kyrie here for? Kyrie don't even know what he here for. That's why every press conference he wearing something different. He owns something different. They standing for a man who can't even lead himself. He don't know where he going. Just like they didn't know where they was going. It was for appearances. Okay? But Christ is the good shepherd. He knew exactly who he was coming for. He said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Right? That's blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. The 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Keep reading.
The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep.
He does what?
Giveth his life for the sheep.
Look, man, we're not talking about giving our lives like suicide. Like, I'm gonna get in the way and just die. Nah, man, like, listen, man, men who serve in the military, they understand this concept about giving their life. They train and prepare themselves to put up a fight before they die. When he's talking about a shepherd, talking about giving his life, you got to think about David. David was a shepherd and he gave his life for the sheep. How did he give his life? He gave his life by preparing himself for war, preparing himself for battle, and then risking it when it came time to save those who couldn't defend themselves. Who was standing in defense of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that crossed the border from Guatemala, from Honduras? You understand? From Costa Rica, from Venezuela, right? From South America, coming seeking refuge in what they think is heaven to them, right? From the war-torn lands that they're escaping from Mexico. Right. And they get here and they find no sanctuary. They find no rest, no haven for themselves, man. You understand? But YHWH, right, better known as Christ, man, has Commanding General Yohana on post. You understand? He has him on post, man, ready to come and give humanitarian aid to our people, man. That's the act of a nation. That's the act of a sovereign nation, man. A nation with the government. You understand? That goes and secures the people. We didn't go in marching to look pretty. We came in ready to defend the sheep. But a hireling, when he sees the trouble, when he sees the wolf, and when he sees the oppressor, he know he got to run. Why? Because he's not prepared for war. The only way you listen, man, wolves run in packs. They don't run by themselves. Wolves don't move solo. You hear the phrase lone wolf, but lone wolves don't survive. Wolves move in packs, and wolves have rank and order. Your enemy, your oppressor has rank and order. You understand? So in order to combat him and to be able to defend your people against him, you have to move in rank and order. You understand? And you got to think, man, a shepherd, he gonna have shepherds with him, but they have to move in rank and order and be willing to what? To die. It said that David went and fought a bear, a lion, and a wolf to save his sheep. He went to war with the thing that was trying to harm what he was responsible for, man. But your Christian pastor don't feel responsible for you. He makes you feel responsible to pay him tribute. You're responsible for filling up his children's private college tuition fund. You're responsible for making sure that he ride good, that him and his family go in their mansion and eat good, that your auntie and your grandmother who's getting their disability check, that they be able that they send that to his account. That's how he make you responsible. But he don't feel responsible for you because during coronavirus and the pandemic, the church closed the doors. But the ISUPK, we was outside. We was in the streets during the pandemic, man. Our doors were open to our people, man. And that's also the spirit of Christ, consistency. We doing the same thing that we've always done. Standing against great nations and great powers and governments and kingdoms, man, and prophesying against them for how they harm and destroy and make merchandise of our people, man. But the problem is that our leadership has aligned themselves with the oppressor, man, and they make merchandise out of us as well, along with our oppressor, man. The scripture said that the poor is despised even of his neighbor. We're supposed to love our neighbor as ourselves, man. We're supposed to keep ourselves separate. Because nobody else is caring. Nobody else cares about us. Our eyes have failed us looking for a nation that can't save us. And then what do? The scriptures say that the poor oppressing the poor is like a sweeping rain. Your Christian pastor is rich, but he's poor in the eyes of the oppressor. But he identifies with the oppressor, so he want to be like him. He want to be rich like him, but he's just the house Negro. You know what I'm saying? Right. That gets the biscuit while you get some crumbs. That's all. He's not getting a full plate. He don't have the table. He don't have the house. Is yes, the boss, we sick. But he's not gaining anything more but the ability to point the finger at you and, you know what I'm saying, and pass on the lies that the oppressor has passed on to him. But in the ISUPK, man, we telling you to look. We telling you to lead a plantation. We gonna lead this plantation, and if anybody try to stop us, we gonna do what we have to do. You understand? And go and gather ourselves together and build a place for ourselves, man, to where our families and our children can grow, man, in the love of each other, the love that Christ died for. Christ died for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to love each other to the point of laying their lives down for each other, man. And that's what those men in New York were ready to do, man. They came out there prepared to die, to assist and aid our people, man. That's the spirit of Christ, because that's what Christ did. He came here to die, to aid our people, to aid those that nobody wanted to give aid to. You know what I'm saying? They're confederate against us, man. They're aligned against us on every tier and level, political, economical, you know what I'm saying, militarily, you understand, from education, science and technology, every aspect of this world that we live in is aligned against us. But that's all right, though, man, because, you know what I'm saying, we've already overcome the world. Why? Because Christ overcame it. And he overcame it with brotherhood. Salakia, what I have you holding? Salakia. Yeah, go ahead, preach.
So, with all this stuff going on in the world, man, like us getting our school in Indianapolis getting attacked, you understand?
Right.
By that Palestinian woman and you know, the Lord drawing the nations over there to World War III, and all the commotion going on in the world, we're still able to show each other love, you know what I'm saying, in the midst of when the world is crumbling, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that it has to be Christ, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody else is what? Trying to fend for themselves, trying to pull money out of their stocks, trying to go over here and preserve themselves, while we're going out here and saying, you know what, listen, man, we're gonna protect these immigrants that's our brothers, man, and give them food and clothing, housing, and whatever we can, because the world forgot about it.
Hey, man, look, man, hey, get that brother a hand, man. You understand? Because what he brought out was heavy. What he brought out is what Christ said. That's Matthew 24. Christ said that you're going to hear of wars and rumors of wars, right? That's the Lord setting things up to give us our kingdom so we can take the kingdom. But he said when these things take place, he said it's not the end, but it's the beginning of sorrows. But because, you know, we're going to be hated for his name's sake, it said that the love of many is going to wax cold. You know what I mean? Because Christ said they that endure to the end going to be saved. Endure in what? Paul said that brotherhood endures all. Charity, that's brotherhood. That brotherhood endures all. You can't endure to the end without brotherhood. Let me tell y'all, brother, something, man. If you walk away from this truth, if you walk away from your brothers and your family, you know what I'm saying? You don't go through that process that the Lord gave us, the protocols that the Lord gave us, man. You're not walking in the spirit of Christ. You understand? Because it takes a soldier to endure. You understand? Them demons is hopping on you, having you thinking, looking at your brother with your countenance falling and with a side eye, and now you want to walk away from your brother and pout in the corner and feel like the Lord gonna be with you. The Lord is not with you, man. You forgot what this was about. What do we have if we don't have each other? If I could go off by myself and then what, God is with me and I'm alone? Did Christ ever leave his disciples? The disciples left Christ. Who was with Christ when he went at the end? Who was with Christ at the end? You understand? Christ stood alone for everybody, but everybody abandoned him, man. He did the thing that our people, find difficult in the struggle to do, man, which is stand 10 toes down, even when everybody abandons him, man. You know what I'm saying? He said, look, man, he said, Father, I know you ain't left me. Everybody else left me, but you ain't left me. So how are we going to leave each other now? After seeing what Christ went through, that every, even the brothers that he taught and raised up, he raised up and they all dipped on him. How are we going to do that now after having that record, seeing that record in our records, man? And we going to walk off and be like, yeah, we going to leave each other and say, yeah, that's, the Lord ain't with them. No, the Lord ain't with you, Art. And if you ain't talking to your brother, you talking to Satan. And the reason why you're talking to Satan is because Satan knows what you are. He knows you're alternative. And the alternative and the effeminate can't inherit the kingdom. You can't inherit the kingdom abandoning your brothers, man. And that's why Commander General Yohana gives us the commandment, the order under Christ to go and assist our brothers. What you saw in that video, it said that you are not forgotten. And I'm probably going to play this before my classes for 4 weeks, 7 weeks straight. You understand? I'm going to play that video of our brothers out there in New York for 7 weeks straight. I ain't playing no video, no music. I'm going to play that because that's what the ISUPK is about, man. You understand? We let our people know that they're not forgotten, but I ain't going to let y'all forget. I ain't going to let y'all forget that Commander General Yohana has not forgotten his people, but your Christian pastor has forgotten. But you remember him. You remember your Jamal Bryants and your Creflo Dollars and your TD Snakes who left his work to his daughter. You remember them, but you forget us. What I had you hold, Knock? Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? You going off appearances, man, how things look. You know what I'm saying? And it's not your fault. I think you was in that Jeremiah 23 and give me that. Finish that. Jeremiah 23 and 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? It's not your fault. It's your leadership's fault, man. But now you have leadership that's here that's showing you the difference between the clean and the unclean. showing you the difference between what the Lord say as opposed to what your pastor say. All right. Go ahead, Art. Yeah.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, thus said the Lord God of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock, and have driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, said the Lord.
That's what a scam artist do. A scam artist, all he want to do is get his check, get his payment, and he'll send you on your way. Once he get what he want out of you, he entertain you, get what he want, then he sends you away. But you feel like you gaining something, like you can buy the power of the Most High. You can give your way into God giving you something. The Lord don't. What the Lord gonna do with money? You know what I'm saying? The Lord deal with brotherhood. With everything that we need is with each other. The Lord deal with righteousness, man. How we treat each other. But you think it's about, the car you drive or the house that you got. That's not your fault. Christianity taught you that. Your Christian pastor taught you that. He talking to you about blessings. What blessings you gonna have in hell? You understand? He wants you to be comfortable in the hell that your oppressor has made for you, man. You understand? When the only sanctuary that we have is the brotherhood amongst each other, man, and learning to love each other as Christ loved us. That's the truth of the scriptures. You understand? But your Christian pastor has lied to you, man, because he's fed you. Read that again, verse 2.
Concert. Therefore, thus said the Lord God of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people.
Against the pastors that feed his people. So they feeding them, but feeding them with what? With entertainment, with gospel music, with the quote unquote the Holy Ghost dancing, run up and down the aisles. You know what I'm saying? Feeding them with a good show. But they're not giving them the thing that they need though, which is to be able to discern between the clean and the unclean. What does that mean in a practical sense? The things that God hates and the things that God loves. Because you say you love God, but every day you do the thing that God hates. And now the Lord is against you. The Lord fights you. You pray to the Most High for blessings, but you don't understand why your children are always sick. You pray to the Lord for blessings, but you don't understand why every time you get with a man, he have sex with you and he leave you. And you praying to God to bring you the right man. No, sis, it's not about you getting the right man. It's about you becoming the right woman. You understand? And learning what God says about marriage, that sex is marriage. And that if you lay with the man, that man is your husband for the rest of your life. And if you understand that, then you wouldn't be having all these first dates. You got all these opinions about where to go on a first date because all you do is go on first dates. You're never going to have a second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth date because, you know what I'm saying? The whole idea of courtship is to come to a point where you're only with one person. But now you've put in your mind that having perpetual dates, right? A perpetual exponent. An exponent is a mathematical term. You put the little number above the other number, and it's a perpetual exponent. There's no end to your dates. You know what I'm saying? And that's why there's no end to your sadness. That's why there's no end to your tears on your pillow at night, where you have the big house, the big car, you getting all that big money, but there's nobody to warm your bed. There's nobody to love you because you worried about Cheesecake Factory and getting drinks at Applebee's, and that's beneath my standard. Because all you care about is a date. You don't care about being with somebody for the rest of your life and being something to somebody for the rest of your life, man. But it's not your fault because Christianity taught you that. You look up to Lori Harvey. You think that that's the epitome of what a woman should be. When all that is it's just pavement. It's just pavement. It's just asphalt. And many cars drive over it. This is what Christ said. He said, if the salt has lost its savor, what is it good for? But to be thrown into the street and trodden over by men. Trodden means to walk over. Or we say you've been ran through. It's just, you're just a highway. You're a highway. But you could be a house. A house is only supposed to have a family in it, not many people in it. Just one people. You know what I'm saying? A family, a husband and a wife. You could be that. The scriptures say that a wise woman builds her house. You sisters out nowadays, y'all not building a house for a husband and a family. You just out here laying concrete for the streets. That's it. That's all you doing. Because you don't understand the difference and you don't know God. You cry out to God, but God don't hear you. He can't hear you. Because you want to listen to you want to watch the show. You want to go to the Beyonce concert and you want to exalt her. But guess what Beyonce doing? She gonna do that concert and she go home to her husband. She go home to her family while she's telling you, you know what I'm saying? To the left. Because you don't know what's right. So like, y'all, what was you holding? Go ahead.
You have scattered, this is the book of Jeremiah 23, verse 2. You have scattered my flock and driven them away.
This is what the Christian pastors have done. This is what your purple Christians have done. Your purple Christian Israelite group go out and see our brothers out there in New York and they scatter them away. They call them sinners. We can't help sinners. Hey, give me when Christ said it's the do the well need a physician. Give me that. We're gonna see what Christ said, because Nasty Nate says we can't help sinners. You know what I'm saying? Big Frida says that we can't help sinners. Big Frida know how to dance like Prince though. He an expert on dancing like Prince, but he not an expert on the Spirit of Christ. He's an expert on performance marching, but he's not an expert on feeding the sheep and securing and protecting the sheep and giving the sheep resources. Because of who he was raised up under, he's an expert on, leaving the sheep to the wolves. He's a hireling. You know what I'm saying? No brotherhood. Go ahead and bring that out, Doc.
Got on concept. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 9 and verse 12. But when YHWH heard that, he said unto them, they that be whole need not a physician.
Who what?
They that be whole need not a physician.
Read a verse above that, Doc.
Verse 11. And when the Pharisees saw it, they said...
Read a verse above that. Read a verse above that. Salakia.
Verse 10. And it came to pass, as YHWH sat wheat in the house, but many publicans and sinners came and sat down with them.
Wait, who sat down with Christ while Christ was having lunch? You know what I'm saying? Eating some Popeyes and, you know what I'm saying, sipping on some strong. Who sat down with him?
Many publicans and sinners.
So when y'all see ISUPK, that's what I'm trying to say. Y'all can't tell the difference. You see ISUPK up in the club and you see us ordering drinks and you see sisters coming up to us, talking with us, and we talking with them. You see brothers, you know what I'm saying, that look like they from the, not even look like, that are from the streets, coming up to us, talking with us, and we talking with them. You understand? And you be like, man, look, man, they over there hanging with the ungodly. We ain't supposed to help sinners. Well, I mean, who's in the Spirit of Christ? Because it sounds like the ISUPK is it's the same. It sounds like the purple Christian brothers and these Christians are talking about us the same way that the Pharisees was talking about Christ. They saw Christ with his brothers, like how we with our brothers together. Christ wasn't by himself. He with his disciples. He with his men. That's how we are. When you see us, we together. We not moving in as individuals. We moving as a body. Keep reading, Doc.
Verse 11. And when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto his disciples.
When the Christians saw it, when the Christian Israelite group saw it, they said to the disciples, they didn't want to come to Christ. You don't want to come to Commander General Yohana. You always want to run to everybody else because you can't deal with Commander General Yohana. And you know what you can't deal with? You can't deal with the brotherhood of Commander General Yohana, because Commander General Yohana is in the Spirit of Christ. And that's what, listen, man, a tree is known by its fruits. You can't deal with Captain You can't deal with none of the generals. I'm not even going to say their names. I'm not even going to say their names. And we don't have leadership. We have a leader. But who Commander General Yana has raised up, I'm not even going to speak their names. General Muhammad, good night. You can't deal with General Sharmar, General Katham Gabar, General Kwabatham, General Q, Salakia. You understand? General Ahazayan, you can't even deal with them, let alone who they raised. Captain Tazariak, Captain Katazar, Captain Nayathak, Captain Mashak. You understand? Captain Ash. You understand? Captain, listen, man, all the captains, Captain Yatazak, you can't deal with who they have raised, man. You understand? A tree is known by its fruits. The people who y'all look at and admire, they are the sons. You understand? Who have been raised by the fathers, who have been raised by a father. A tree is known by its fruits. What's the fruit of the Christian Purple group? We don't know. All we know is Big Frida. That's they star, the star that's falling. You know what I mean? He falling with the Prince movement. Prince fell. Prince was a bright star for a while in y'all's heaven. He was a celebrity. He was a star in y'all's heaven. But listen, man, in the heaven that Christ is building, the kingdom that Christ is building, we you know what I'm saying? We got our men that we look, you know what I mean, that we watch. Watch the men above you. The men that are above us that we watch, they don't fall. They don't drop their swords. Captain Akkad, Abarayam, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. You understand? The spirit of Christ, man. Listen, man. Listen, man. It's a river that flows through our records, and it's a spirit that flows through our body, man. And we are the same mind and the same judgment. You understand? Because we keep our traditions. You know what I'm saying? We keep the spirit of Christ, which is to love our brothers, man. To give our lives and lay our lives down for our brothers. It's an honor for us to lay our lives down. Yeah, Christ showed brotherhood, but he ain't do it like no Christian group. You know what I'm saying? Marching in purple and just standing there and shouting for what? The same cities that these Christian purple groups march through, they condemn our people and say that they're not even worth helping. And they going to call the police on them if they got a warrant. Christ had a warrant. You just snitched on Christ. The disciples had warrants. The disciples served time in prison for this truth, not for, unaliving alternative lifestyle transgenders, not for unaliving our sisters because you didn't want to acknowledge the fact that you really want to have more than one rib. And really who you gave our sister to and allowed her to be harmed by wasn't even of our people. It was a heathen outside of our nation. That's why y'all go to prison. We go to prison like how Christ and the apostles went to prison, how the prophets went to prison for speaking this truth. Is there any more on that? Go ahead.
Verse 11. And when the Pharisees saw it, they said to his disciples, "Why eateth your master with publicans and sinners?" Why
is the ISUPK in the club eating wings and lamb chops with people in the world? Well, I don't know. Let's see what YHWH, who the world ignorantly calls, Jesus Christ. Let's see what YHWH said. Go ahead, Ark.
Verse 12. But when YHWH heard that, he said unto them, "They that be whole need no physician."
They that what?
They that be whole need no physician.
See, listen. And it's deep because he really cutting them on a whole different level. He said, "They that be whole." And they thought when he said that, they thought, "Oh, that's us. We the whole." Right. Nah, man. Like Officer Karab say, my camp leader. No, you the 50. You ain't the Hundun. You the 50. But when they heard that because of their pride and their vanity, they was like, "Oh yeah, we the whole." They that be whole don't need a physician. When really they was sicker than the people who Christ was speaking to while he was eating his wings and lamb chops mac and cheese and spinach, man. You understand? Amongst who they wouldn't even speak to. It's the whole don't need a physician. Keep reading.
But they that are sick.
But they that are sick. Now, who's sick? The sick are those that don't have this truth, man. You know what I'm saying? But they're sick because they don't have the medicine. But if they had the medicine, they'd be whole. But you're not sick because you don't have the medicine. You're sick because you have the medicine, but you don't use the medicine on yourself. That's a whole different level of sickness. You're sick like a rabid dog is sick. And the only thing you could do with a rabid dog is, put it down. Because, it'll just bite anybody. That's why you bite at us. You backbite. You know what I'm saying? Because you're sick. You got a medicine cabinet full of medicine. But you go and look at that medicine cabinet, you see all the medicine, and you just close a little mirror, man. And you go out there and put on the doctor's uniform and got the stethoscope, and you invite people into your office and you try to give them, counsel on what they should do about their sickness, but you're not even giving them nothing that's gonna help them. They trying to get the remedy, and you don't give them nothing to help them get the remedy, man. You leave them sick and leave them coming back to you because they got to depend on you. Where in the ISUPK, Commander General Yohanna wants us to be like, not even like him, Salakia. He in the spirit of Christ. Like Christ said, why call us me good? There's none good but God. That's the spirit that's on Commander General Yohanna. He don't even call himself that. But he want us to be like Christ. He want us to be perfect. You know what I mean? He look at a man that robs and kills, and he sees gold. You look at a man and you call him a thug and say, we not niggas. We righteous men. When Commander Yohanna, he see that brother, he say, man, I see the dirt all on his face and the dirt under his fingernails and his hands, but that's gold right there. I'm just gonna throw him in the furnace, and I'm gonna pull something precious out. You know what I mean? And have something look, the Lord gave him 5 talents. And he like, man, when Christ come back, I'm gonna hand him back 10 talents. He talking about men. He's talking about men. Yeah, it's dark sayings to you because you can't tell the difference. You don't know God. You don't see where the value's at. You don't see value in brotherhood. You see value in breakdowns and in reciting scriptures. The Pharisees was great at that. They was great at that. You sound good. Give me that cup clean, man. Give me that. You sound good, man. You sound good, but you ain't good. And you not good. You know? You know what I'm saying? You teach people to get the outside looking a certain kind of way. That's why our sisters are invested in getting their bodies worked up. They wanna build the outside of themselves without building their character. You know what I'm saying? You got these men out here dressing like, metrosexuals because, you got them concentrating on their appearances, man, trying to be prettier than the women. You understand? When the scriptures say, man, Christ wasn't even like a man, he wasn't even a man desired to look at. Why a man gotta be worried about how, how he looked, whether he pretty or not. You know what I'm saying? Christ said that we've been called to endure hardness like good soldiers. Right. I mean, a good soldier ain't how he look. It's it's the orders he's able to complete and follow and being able to endure with his brethren, man. That's how he's measured. Your Christian pastor got you worried about suits and lineups and getting doused in oil. Shout out to Captain Osh for that. They want to keep you greasy for other purposes. Go ahead, I'll read that.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 23 and verse 25.
Uh-huh.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees,
Uh-huh.
hypocrites,
Right.
for ye may clean the outside of the cup and of the glass,
Uh-huh.
but within they are full of extortion and excess.
Extortion and excess. What's extortion, man? Extortion is when, somebody is earning and you take from them to maintain your lifestyle. Ain't that what the Christian pastor do? And excess. What's excess? It means that you have more than what you need. That's your Christian pastor, man. These Christian Israelite groups operate in the spirit of Christianity. But the ISUPK, we operate different. And I'm going to show you the difference right now. So I showed you what I'm saying? I showed you the unclean. Now I'm about to show you the clean. I'm going to show you that what happened in New York was the spirit of Christ. Let me get Mark chapter 6, verse 34. You know what I mean? I'm going to show you what happened in New York, what that was. All right. In fact, I really want to play. That's okay. I'm going to hold off. Go ahead. I'm about to play the video again. But go ahead and bring that out.
So this is the book of Mark, chapter 6 and verse 34.
Uh-huh.
And Yahushua, when he came out, saw much people.
Listen, when YHWH came out, he saw much people. When that migrant crisis took place, Commander General Yohanna saw much people. General Katham Gabar saw much people. He saw our people. You understand? This is the spirit of Christ. Go ahead.
And was moved with passion.
He was moved with what?
Was moved with compassion.
Moved with compassion. He was moved with brotherhood. Commander General Yohanna was moved with brotherhood. Listen, Commander General Yohanna, when he saw the crisis in Acuna with our brothers from Haiti, the Levites, under that bridge, he was moved with compassion. Captain Kahuntham Yad, Captain Yatazak, and the men under him were moved with compassion. General Katham Gabar in New York was moved with compassion. This is the spirit of Christ, not the spirit of your purple Christian imposters. They're not moved with compassion. They move with with the hardness of heart and saying we ain't supposed to help sinners. In their mind, the migrants, it's on them. Keep reading.
And was moved with compassion toward them.
Uh-huh.
Because they were as sheep, not having a shepherd.
Sheep not having people not having leadership. See, when we saw our people without leadership, we took the leadership and the rank and order, and we secured them, like the brother said. We secured them in Acuna and in New York. That's what Christ did, and we're going to see it. Christ, listen, Commander General Yohanna, General Katham, Captain Kahuntham Yad, Captain Yatazak, this is the spirit that they had. All the generals under Commander General Yohanna, this is the spirit that they had. Keep reading.
And he began to teach them many things.
Right.
Verse 35.
Listen, when you saw them brothers marching out through New York, when we came into Acuna, we were teaching the people. Not with our words. The scripture says to love not in word, but in deed, in our actions. That marching and showing that militancy, we're teaching our people what? That the Lord is a man of war. That we not the Christian church. It's a difference between us and them. And if you want to know God, come to the ISUPK under Commander General Yohanna, the home of the truth. All right, keep reading, Knock.
Verse 35. And when the day was now far spent, his disciples came unto him and said, this is a desert place, and now the time is far past.
Listen, man, we in America. We in the desert place. No resources. Nobody. Listen, they're trying to pass legislation to make sure that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians don't get any resources, right? And the disciples, a demon hopped on them. A demon hopped on them, but Christ had to cut that demon. Because this is why we pray in our prayers, Lord, have the rich of our people, empty their pockets and bring it into thy sanctuary. Because our people feel like because we in this desert place, it's every man for himself. It's no brotherhood. It's plenty of New Yorkers, black, Hispanic, and Native Indians who are millionaires, who are in New York, who see those migrants and are like, hey, man, it's a desert place. We out here. It's every man for himself. We gotta, we gotta get it how we live. Keep reading.
Come with concert. Verse 36. Send them away.
Do what?
Send them away.
How many of our own people are saying for the governor of New York and for the president to send those migrants back to where they came from? Of our people, we know what our oppressor's saying, but how many of our people are down there with the oppressor saying, send them away? Right. How many of your Christian pastors are saying, send them away? Why? Because they don't want to give resources to them. They want your resources to spend on themselves. Right. Keep reading.
That they may go into the country round about and into villages and buy themselves bread.
Yeah, man, like, listen, well, they ain't got nothing to eat, but let them go buy themselves some bread. Good night, man. Right. You already know that they have a need, but you telling them you on your own. That's your Christian pastor during coronavirus, during the pandemic. Right. Hey, man, send them away. Have them go take, we got what we need. Go, let them go, take care of themselves. Right. Christ about to cut them. Go ahead.
Verse 37. He answered and said unto them, give ye them to eat.
Do what?
Give ye them to eat.
Christ didn't agree with that demon that was on them. He said, yo, you feed them. You give them something to eat. That's your job. If you say you in the spirit of Christ, you under Christ, it's your job to feed them. Your people. That's your job. Keep reading, Knock.
And they said unto him, shall we go and buy 200 penny worth of bread and give them to eat?
What are the disciples saying? Do we got the resources? Listen, man. What we learned in Command General Yohana is that it don't take a lot to help our people. All it take is for everybody to lay their brick in. If everybody put in a brick, you're gonna have a whole wall built, a whole gate built. And what's a wall and a gate for? Protection. If everybody puts in a brick, we can protect ourselves. It don't take a whole lot. If everybody do their part, but everybody's not on post. So we got breaches. But Commander General Yohana is filling up those breaches by raising up men who are willing to lay their lives down for the sake of their people, man, like Christ did. Keep reading, Knock.
Verse 38. He said unto them, how many loaves have ye? Go and see. And when they knew, they said 5 and 2 fishes.
Listen, man, we have cookouts almost every other month. You know what I'm saying? We not rich, but the cookouts be glorious. The cookout in Southern California, the cookout in South Texas. You understand? The cookout in New York, the cookout that's happening in Florida. You understand? It's going to be glorious. You know why? We don't have a lot, but we have each other. And with that, it's going to be a feast day, man, like a feast day. You understand? We don't have much, but when we put what we have together, nobody lacks anything. Drop down to where it say he separated them in 50s, man. To let you know the spirit that was in New York, the militant spirit. Go ahead.
Verse 40. And they sat down in ranks.
They did what?
They sat down in ranks.
Who sits down in ranks, if not a military? You know what I'm saying? What you saw in New York was rank and order, structure, military structure. Christ came in to give humanitarian aid like an army would, because he is the king of an army. Read it again, Art.
And they sat down in the ranks by hundreds and by 50.
By what?
By hundreds and by 50.
Listen, man, y'all always talking about why y'all got officers, why you got officers of 50 and all this rank, because that's what I'm too wild about. That's what Christ did. Right. Christ organized the men in a military fashion. Right. And in New York, General Katham with Captain Nicard organized the men that were under his command, and the men under his command helped to organize the people to be able to get the resources that they needed. That's how you do it. The reason why the Christian church is not able to help the people because they don't have any decency and order. They definitely don't have no decency, no morality, and they definitely don't have no order because they don't follow the Bible. And you can't tell the difference because you don't know God. God is a God. Listen, God is not the author of confusion, man. You understand? But everything is done in decency and in order. And that's what happened. But in order to impose order, you got to come in like an army. Because when you come in like an army is the epitome of structure and order. It's rank and order. And when you see rank and order and you see that power, all you can do is either fall in line or get laid down. That's it. And that's what happened in New York. Even the principalities in New York had to yield to the power of the army of the Lord. That's a fact. And I'm not saying nothing that hasn't been told to me by, you know what I'm saying? The power that's above me. All right. Keep reading, Knock, if there's anything left on that.
Verse 41. And when he had taken the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, he looked up to heaven and blessed and brake the loaves, and he gave them to his disciples and set before them the 2 fishes divided among them all. Drop down
to where it talk about who got fed, how many got fed. I think it's like 42, maybe 43.
This is Mark chapter 6, verse 44. And they said, and they that did eat of the loaves were about 5,000 men.
5,000 men. That's not counting the women and the children. During that mission to New York, they were able to clothe the men and the women and to put everybody in order so why? Everybody could get what they need. Give me, and see, the problem is, man, give me Acts chapter 4. The problem is, see, what Christ was showing the disciples is it don't take a lot to help our people. It just take brotherhood. See, y'all think we need millions and billions. We don't need millions and billions. All we need is everybody to put in a brick. Right. Christ said, when Christ saw that woman who threw her little 2 pence into the temple pot, he said, and then the rich man came and poured all his money into the pot. He dropping racks. He just dropping racks. You know what I'm saying? Making it rain in the pot. Christ saw him and saw the woman and said, look, she gave more than him. Why? Because she gave all. If everybody would just give their all, everything that they got into this kingdom, then we would have it, man. We could take this kingdom, man. That's what you saw in New York. That's why that's why it almost brought tears to my eyes, man. You understand? But it made me want a war at the same time. That feeling I had, I ain't gonna lie, man. I had to call the man. I had to call my captain and holler at him like, look, Salaki, sir, am I in the wrong spirit? He was like, nah, you not. Because what I felt was the love, man, the brotherhood, man. It made me want to go to war, but it made me want to shed tears at the same time, man. Because I want to give my life for my people, man. Like Christ gave his life. And if that spirit ain't inside you, if you want that spirit, come into the ISUPK or not. You know what I'm saying? If you content living how you living and doing for yourself, no sweat. You understand? But that's not what Christ died for. You understand? And if more of our people would be willing to give what they have for the sake of our nation, then we could resolve all the ills and the ailments and the pain of our people, man, very, very quickly. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our people, man, they don't see the miracles that we're doing every single day. You looking for some type of spooky Christian thing, miracle. But a brother getting off of crack, a brother who stopped selling crack to come into the truth, man, and be a father and be a husband and to raise his children, you know what I'm saying, in the spirit of Christ, that's a miracle, man. A sister who got off the pole, who stopped you know what I'm saying, sleeping with multiple men, hopping on multiple rods, and changed her life and become a wife to one man, that's a miracle, man. You know, Christian church love to talk about breaking generational curses, man. Commander General Yohana is, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we're the written epistle of Commander General Yohana. The lives that he's changed is a testament to the work that he's done. We are the fruit of the tree of the ISUPK. The people, you know, for y'all that's in like the Kemetic, you know, Egyptology world or the conscious community, and y'all say y'all respect Captain Tazariak. Well, if you respect Captain Tazariak, if you respect Captain Katazar, if you respect Captain Mashak, if you respect Captain Yatazak, if you respect Captain Kahantham Yad, if you respect Captain Nyathak, then respect Commander General Yohana, man.
That's right.
And if you respect Commander General Yohana, then respect Christ. And if you respect Christ, then respect the Most High Yahweh, man. And respect our records, man. And respect our culture. Why I see Joe Buttons with the fringes on his pants, man, but no border of blue? Listen, man, we influence everything in this world. But let me tell you something, man. Y'all stars are falling. And the Lord is setting a new, you know what I mean? He's setting 12 stars, you know what I'm saying, in the heavens, man, as a crown over the woman, man. You understand? It's happening. The changing of the guard is taking place. You know what I'm saying? Daniel saw it. Like stars in the firmament, the wise. He's raising up his, you know what I mean, his government. That's what's happening right in the midst of you. And you can't see it because you don't know the difference. What is your government doing? They arguing over how to keep money away from you. They got you, you know, talking about $6,400 stimulus check. You calling and you trying to get, you know, it's on Facebook and TikTok. I want my $8,400, my $6,400. You looking for a nation that can't save you when right in the midst of you is a government being raised up that can give you resources and is willing to help you and lay their life down for you. But, you know, to us, you know, you don't want to follow a black man. You don't want to follow the orders of a black man because you're getting a check that they robbing. You still can't make ends meet. You still trying to, you know what I mean, put two pennies together and make it happen. You know what I mean? But you don't want to listen to a black man give you orders. When he's not even speaking of himself, he only speaking what he hear. He only judge as he hears. It's not his own judgment. It's of the Lord. But you don't really know God. You don't really love the Lord. You love you. Give me that Luke 16. Wait, what I have you holding?
Acts 4, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead and read that. If more of our people, man, would contribute, you know what I'm saying, to the building of our nation, then we would resolve a lot of our issues. Go ahead and read what they was doing, man. You know what I'm saying, at the foundation, you know what I'm saying, of the school being built when Christ had departed. Go ahead and read that. Acts 4, Salakia, my bad, Acts 4 and 32 to 37.
Come, sir. This is the book of Acts, chapter 4, and verse 32. And the multitude of them that believed were of one heart, of one soul.
What does heart mean? In the scriptures, the heart means the mind. You know what I'm saying? Like my brother Kabar. Congratulations, Kabar. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting raised up. I love you, brother. San Antonio, you know what I'm saying? Number 2 out there under Officer Dawada 5000 in San Antonio. And we gonna go out and listen, I miss New York, but I ain't missing San Antonio. You know what I'm saying? Officer Dawada heard the order from General Q about how we gonna double up on what happened in New York. We're going to double up in our zones and go out there and help feed and clothe and visit blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man, and give humanitarian aid to our people, man. And we're going to be out there, man, this Saturday. And Salakia to the men above me if I'm moving beyond my station, Salakia. But listen, man, I love the men above me, and I love my brothers, man. And we're going to do it again. We're going to double down on that again, man. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there in NY, but we're going to be in all black out there helping our people in San Antonio, man. You know what I'm saying? But Kabar means same mind. They were of the same heart, same mind. You know what I'm saying? One body, meaning that we all agree. We all agree on what Christ said. Keep reading, Knock.
Neither said any one of them that all of the things which he possessed was his own.
And read that again.
Neither said any one of them that all of the things which he possessed was his own.
Man, let me tell you something, man. The ISUPK, listen, I don't want to be too forward, but I want to say that's they call that bedrock. That's bedrock in the ISUPK. If I don't know if it's a bedrock scripture, but that's a bedrock spirit in the ISUPK. Our bed is not even our own. You know what I'm saying? If our brothers come from another city and they come into our home, the bed that I lay in, it's not my own. It's to the man above me, or it's to the brother that's my peer, or to the young man that's, you know what I'm saying, that's in my space, man. You take my bed. Nothing that I have is my own. Sir, you need to move around? My car is your car. Nothing that I have is my own. You understand? My food is not my own. That's for my brothers, man. That's the spirit that's in the ISUPK. It's in our sisters as well. It's in our children. We went out to the cookout, and I told my son to bring his good shoes. And I ain't gonna get into all that, but I told my son to bring his good shoes, man. We went to the cookout in Houston, Texas. I got my son and my daughter. We went out there, man, and it was an excellent turnout, a beautiful event. Commander Yana had his lecture. The generals were all, they're in full force. It was just a beautiful event, you understand? And my son, he had some tore up Nikes, man, some old Nikes. I'm like, man, I told you not to bring them things. And he out there with these tore up shoes, and Ashar Napash, Officer Ashar Napash, Houston, Texas. Anybody who knows Officer Ashar Napash, he is the epitome of brotherhood. His zeal and the spirit that's in him of his brotherhood he's renowned for that. His name is known amongst our people. You know what I'm saying? For his love for his brothers. And that spirit that's on him is in his sons. And my son is about 11 years old, you know what I mean? And his son Napashia and Asharia, his son Napashia, man, him and my son, they connected. And his son Napashia gave him a pair of his shoes. My son went to go stay with him. I was doing the work, Shamar. And he stayed with him. And he said, man, here, take my shoes. You can have them. And because of the man that Ashar Napashia is, his son gave that brotherhood to my son. You understand what I'm saying? That's the spirit in the ISUPK. Nothing that we have is our own. Keep reading, Knock.
But they had all things common.
They had what?
They had all things common.
That means that what's mine is yours. K Pasa was su casa mi casa. My house is your house. I think that's what that means. What's mine is yours. That's the spirit of Christ. Go ahead, Art.
And with great power gave the apostles witness over the resurrection of YHWH. And great grace was upon them all. Neither was there any among them that lacked.
There was nobody among them that what?
Neither was there any among them that lacked.
Listen, man, great power, great authority, great demonstrations of what the Most High was doing was in effect. Why? Because nobody was thinking about themselves. Everybody had brotherhood. That's why we do great things in the ISUPK. That's why you see great power and authority. Because why? We are raised in the spirit of brotherhood. Keep reading, Knock.
For as many as were possessors of lands or houses sold.
They did what?
For as many as were possessors of houses and land sold.
See, but you know what our people are doing right now? They holding. They holding because they fear the recession or the depression. They holding on to what they got. When Christ told that rich man, he says, sell what you got and give it to the poor. Listen, I'm telling y'all, don't sell what you have and give it to the poor. Sell what you have and give it to Commander General Yohana. Pay your tithes, man. Because you saw what we did. You saw what General Katham did with little. General Katham changed came in and secured an entire migrant colony with little. Imagine if General Katham was over, a stipend of $1 million, what he could do for our people, man, under Commander General Yohana. He had little, and look what he did with the men under Commander General Yohana, that Commander General Yohana raised, man. But y'all, that's why we pray. May the rich of Israel, empty their pockets and give into thy sanctuary. That's our prayer. Because a lot of our people, man, they holding on to the very thing that could, free our people and have us take the kingdom. Keep reading, Knock.
And brought the prices of the things that were sold. Verse 35.
Brought the prices brought the revenue and did what with it?
And laid them down at the apostles' feet.
Yeah, look, man, listen. You listen, you Christians, y'all, and you Christian Israelite groups, y'all take that and you give it to your, to your bishop and to your pastor, and he goes and buys a Mercedes or a Cullinan or a Ghost or some type of $300,000 car. Right. Commander Yohana takes that and gives it back to the people to help the people, man. They laid it at the apostles' feet. Why? Keep reading.
And distribution was made unto every man.
Hold on, no. Was distribution made unto themselves?
And distribution was made unto every man.
Unto every man, go ahead.
According as he had need.
According as what?
As he had need.
That's how Command General operates. That's how the apostles operated. So who, you ask us, well, where is we say the ISUPK is in the Bible. You say, well, how was the ISUPK in the Bible? Read that again from the top. The distribution.
And distribution was made unto every man according as he had need.
What did General Katham do?
Distribution was made unto every man according as he had need.
General Katham did that under the orders of Command General Yohana. Distribution was made unto every man and woman according as they had need, man. You know what I'm saying? This is the difference between us and your Christian pastor and these Christian Israelite groups, man. You understand? And let me tell you something, man. Christ is watching all of this right now. You understand? Yeah, you know, a lot of y'all asking for the day of the Lord, and you don't even know what that means. Like, what is that? What's the day of the Lord? What does that mean for you? What does that mean for you? What does that mean for you? Last scripture, all right, give me Matthew 25, and we're going to be up out of here, man. And listen, for all y'all that's been laboring with your brother, you know what I'm saying, the water. And you know what I'm saying, I'm going to be real with you. This class is really, is born out of the fact that I wasn't able to be there, but I was there because my brothers was there. But like I said, you know, I'm going to say it again, you know, and I'm finna play the video again before we head out. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand now what my brothers felt when they saw us in Acuna. At the time, we in Acuna, it was a military operation, but we not really thinking it that way. We just like, okay, we going to go feed our people, that's it. And we following orders. But that's how it is, man, when you serve the Lord, man, cause we unprofitable. We not nothing. We just following orders, man. We don't, you know what I'm saying? We watching them in above us. But what y'all did in New York was glorious. You know what I'm saying? And I love my brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? I love the men above me, my captains. You know what I'm saying? My officers above me, my captains, the generals, Commander General Yohana. And I'm honored, man, to be, you know what I'm saying, in service of Christ and the Most High under Commander General Yohana. And I think, and you know, Barak Atah Yahweh was shy for Commander General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? And everybody up under his leadership, man, that raises us up to know the spirit of Christ. You know what I mean? And when Christ returns, he's returning as a military commander. And he's going to judge as a military commander. You understand? Matthew 25, Salakia. Let me get that. Salakia, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Verse 31. You know what I'm saying? The judgment. Because see, listen, man, you know, everybody works is gonna get judged. You know what I'm saying? You know, for y'all who don't know the difference, Christ know the difference. He know how to separate. You understand? You don't know because you don't know Christ. But Christ know. That's why we know, because Christ put that put that spirit on Commander General Yohana, and it's on us. But you don't know, but Christ know, and we're gonna show you how you know. He coming back as a leader, as a military commander and leader, and he gonna make the distinction, and he gonna show you right here. Go ahead and read, Doc.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 31. When the Son of Man shall come, glory, and all the holy angels with him. Listen,
when it's talking about the Son of Man coming in his glory, man, that's talking about him coming in rulership. After he's laid down all the powers and governments of this world, man, after World War III, man, and the destruction of our enemies. And he sits down to, you know what I mean, to establish his kingdom, man, with his government, the 144,000. All right? Lord willing, go ahead.
Then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory.
Listen, man, when Christ is on the throne, there's no more democracy. It ain't no more voting. I seen some video with this sister, man. She worried about the Voting Rights Act getting repealed because it's under federal authority. And she like, we should be worried about this. While they talking about Puffy. No, Puffy need to get talked about. You know what I'm saying? Our people using their wealth to victimize our sisters need to get talked about. But she felt like the Voting Right Act, that's the real subject why they slid that under your noses. You know, stay woke. Like Captain Kahan say, Captain Kahan them y'all. Like he say, you can't wake up somebody who's pretend to be asleep. Stay woke. Yeah. You staying woke while you pretend to be asleep. Good night. What kind of spirit is you in? You understand? Nah, man. We not worried about no Voting Rights Act because guess what? The Lord elected our king already. So what we got to vote about? We ain't got no free will, man. We got a culture, and we got a constitution and records to adhere to. Why we got to think about voting? You know what I'm saying? We got lights to follow, man. You understand? We got things to observe. Holy convocations. What you come out voting? Vote what? He read, knock.
Wisconsin. Verse 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations.
Before him what?
Shall be gathered all nations.
Right next door to us, man, we got a Christian organization. And they gather all nations. Everybody go to their door. You know what I'm saying? All nations. You know what I'm saying? It's disgusting. They gather all nations, and you know who they end up helping the most? Everybody else but their own people. It's disgusting. But Christ, he gonna gather everybody together too. But what he gonna do? Is he gonna gather everybody together and keep them together? Let's see what Christ do. Go ahead.
Wisconsin. And he shall separate them one from another.
No, he gonna bring everybody together and holding hands in harmony.
And he shall separate them one from another.
So he gonna gather the nations and separate them. They say this Christian organization next door to us say that they moving in the spirit of Christ, but they gather everybody together and try to bring them all into one building. But really, they don't even really help our people. I see this Christian, you know what I mean, whatever he is. Today I'm out there, I'm slaving. I come out here, man, to the school. He out there getting on some brother, just yelling at him. I don't never hear him yell at no white man. The white folks be out there, he giving them coffee and opening the doors for them. And we got our people behind there sleeping behind dumpsters. You know what I'm saying? But Christ gonna gather the nations and he gonna separate them. When General Katham under Command General Yohanna and Captain Akai under General Katham went out into the Bronx and went to go assist our people, they didn't assist anybody else. They came with a specific purpose, man. They sought out the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Christ is doing the same thing. He's not gathering people together to help everybody. Oh, God loves everybody. Christ died for the whole world. Christ is saying he's gathering everybody together and he's separating the nations. Right. Go ahead, Art.
And he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divides his sheep from the goats.
Man, because the goats ain't his sheep. You know, man. I mean, everybody graze together. The goats eat anything. Everybody graze together. Everybody trying to get something to eat, but that don't mean that they come from the same stock. Your Christian pastor don't know that. That's why Dylan Roof can come into your church and shoot up your family. Because your Christian pastor don't teach you that there's a difference between the goats and the sheep. But in the ISUPK under Command General Yohanna, with that spirit of Christ, that the Lord is a man of war, we keep our doors locked. You're not going to just open the door and walk in here. There's somebody watching. We got watchmen at the gates because everybody can't come in here. You understand? And what you need to do is depart from our door if you're not our people, because lest I come and lay hands on you. Go ahead, Art.
Verse 33. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on his left.
You know, my right hand's my main man. You know what I'm saying? My Black, Hispanic, Native Indians, yeah, on the right hand. The goats on the left. We know who the goat is. You know what I'm saying? We know who the goat is. That's Daniel 2. I'm not saying Daniel 2 is in chapter 2. That's Daniel as well. You know what I'm saying? The he-goat, the Grecian. You know what I'm saying? The Greeks. You know what I'm saying? The Macedonian. He gonna put the goats over here. And everybody who follow the goat eat like a goat. But he putting the sheep, right? He said, my flock are men. This is what Most High said in Ezekiel. You know what I'm saying? The sheep of my pasture and the flock, my flock are men. It's the Israelites, man. The sheep are his people. Keep reading.
Verse 34. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my father. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world.
Listen, Christ is only saying what was already written in the records. The world was made for our sakes. Everything that the Lord is doing, is World War III, all these tragedies, the sorrows that's taking place, is to put us in position to give us power. See, when you are on the path to gaining power, it's a whole lot of pain. It's a lot of labor pains, man. It hurt. That's like being in the gym. You gaining power, but it hurt. You dealing with resistance. You gotta push through that. But you gaining power while you hurt. Sisters, your children are power. You understand? You pushing them babies out. That's power. That's why the Lord likened the kingdom coming into power as a woman in travail while she labors to have a baby. So that's Revelation 13. It's a lot of pain involved in bringing this thing to life. All right. But that's how you gain it. It's through a lot of pain. Go ahead, Art.
Verse 35. For I was hungry, and you gave me meat.
He was what?
I was hungry, and you gave me meat.
Mm-hmm.
I was thirsty, and you gave me drink.
He's showing the spirit of Christ. You know what I mean? He said, come into the kingdom that's been prepared for you, because when I was hungry, you gave me meat to eat. Look, we don't just have Passover and the feast days. We have cookouts. Commander Yohana got cookouts outside of the feast days. Why? Because he's in the spirit of Zephaniah, the spirit that Zephaniah was in. Gather yourselves together. Yea. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. Gather yourselves together before the great and terrible day of the Lord. Get in rank and order before it all go down. At the Houston cookout, Commander Yohana at the cookout gave a lecture on World War III. He gathered us together. We were fed, and then he fed us with how are you ready for World War III? And gave us the knowledge, man, before the great and terrible day of the Lord. We at the door. A lot of people was at the door when Noah was building the ark. But when that door closed, then what? Go ahead, Art. Keep reading.
I was a stranger and you took me in. 36. Naked and you clothed me.
You was what?
I was naked and you clothed me.
What did General Katham do?
I was naked and you clothed me.
What did General Katham do under command General Yohana?
Naked and you clothed me.
General Katham went out there and clothed our brothers, you know what I'm saying, from South America, man, from all over the world, man. Those that were without clothing for this winter that's coming, under command General Yohana, who's under Christ, went and clothed our people, man. This is what Christ is making the distinction between the clean and the unclean, between the Christians and those who are actually the disciples of Christ. Man, shout out to General Katham Gabar, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, a soldier, a general, but at the core, a soldier. You understand? In the spirit of Christ, in the spirit of Command General Yohana, man. This is what you get when you come in here. If you want to serve the Most High, man, like, look, man, whoever put, I'm about to play this video again. Whoever chose Officer Natazab, and man, shout out to Officer Natazab, man, Northern Cali, man. You know what I'm saying? Under Captain Gadalhar, man, 13,000, man. You know what I'm saying? Unindoctrinated. You know what I'm saying? If you want to serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church, man. That whoever chose that was in the right spirit. I'm finna play it again. If you want to serve the Lord, man, come into the ISUPK. If you want to be, if you want to go off of appearances and how things look, then stay where you at. Is there any more on that, Doc? You had something you want to say? Go ahead.
To be a general, you got to go through ranks. You just don't become some general. You understand?
Right.
But to be a bishop, you just got to start your own organization.
Good night.
You know what I'm saying? It's like this.
Nah, man, get that brother a hand right there. Listen, man. Not only that, what you brought out was so heavy, but listen, man, the men under him raised him up to a general. They raised the bishop to a general. I thought the bishop was the highest level. What template? What did they draw from to make their bishop a general? Because he didn't raise him. I thought in order to get raised up, you got to get raised up by a man above you. Yeah. Captain Kahamthan Yah says this all the time, that power is not shared, it's transferred. How are you raised up by the men under you? How could I raise up? Good, I'm not even gonna say it. It felt like pork chops coming out of my mouth. Brother, give me that Luke 16:5, and we're gonna close out with that. And we're gonna end off with the video again of the brothers in New York. Let me go ahead and get that ready too, because after that we done. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing else to be said. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell y'all, man. Like, listen, man, it's happening before y'all eyes, man. You know what I'm saying? You seen it right now. You're not gonna be able to say that you didn't know no better. Go ahead, Ark.
Come on, Wisconsin. This is the book of Luke, chapter 16 and verse 15. And he said unto them, ye are they which justify yourselves before men.
Yeah, man, like you out there in front of the Barclays Stadium over Kyrie, and you know what I'm saying, you out here justifying yourself before men with your purple. You Christian pastors, you justifying yourself before men, giving a reason, God said we're supposed to be blessed. You know what I'm saying? The men of God are supposed to be blessed. Okay, you justify yourselves before men. Go ahead.
Concert. But the Most High knows your heart.
He knows what?
Know your heart.
That's how I know your mind. He ain't the Lord ain't slow. He know what you on. He know what type of time you on. He know how you moving. He see you. You listen, man. P.T. Barnum was the creator of like the Barnum Circus. This is a famous quote from P.T. Barnum. He said, a sucker is born every minute. You know what I mean? A sucker is born every minute. That was his mindset. That's the mindset of your Christian pastor. He knows it's so many suckers, and he got a whole bunch of lollipops to hand out. Pause. Because there's so many suckers, man. You understand? But the truth of the matter is, man, is that the Most High is he know their mindset. He know what your Christian pastor is thinking. He know your Christian pastor had the same mindset as P.T. Barnum. That's how your Christian pastor, that's how your purple Israelite group look at you as a sucker. Because he know you don't really want to be taught the truth. You want to be taught the thing that's going to allow you to fulfill your lust. Allow you to hide and wear your mask and not really confront your demons. You understand? And really have to show brotherhood and help your people. The thing that gives you the thing that gives you the justification to be selfish and to hold on to your pride and to hold on to your lust and use the Bible to do it. But the Lord knows the mind of the man that's teaching you, and he knows your mind because you have itching ears and you heap teachers unto yourselves because you can't endure sound doctrine. This thing is cutting you because you want to live according to how you want to live. That's okay. That's all right. Keep reading, Art.
For that which is highly esteemed among men is an abomination in the sight of God.
Everybody was praising what happened out there at the Barclays Center with the purple group. It was esteemed amongst men, but it was pork to the Most High. Keep reading.
The law and the prophets were conjunct.
Oh, that's it. That's it. All right. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and close out, man, with you know what I'm saying? We're gonna close out with the Spirit of Christ, with the Spirit of the Lord, man, what was done in New York, man, okay? Here we go, man. Hey, look, man, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, you know what I'm saying, under Command General Yohanna, start out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, you understand? Hey, Shalom Israel. This is the ISUPK Killeen. I'm Precinct Officer Tapazar. Shout out to Officer RBR, you know what I'm saying, holding me down with the reading. You know what I'm saying? We still doing the Feast of Dedication, honoring, you know what I'm saying, keeping them lamps lit, keeping our zeal lit, you understand? Keeping our, you know what I mean? We ain't putting our light and our lamp under no bushel. You understand? That's what NY was about, man. We let the world see the light that our Father might be glorified. You understand? All right. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get in tune, man.
Serious, and you're looking for a Christ man, the one who's anointed with the Lord, with the Spirit of the Lord, to do His will. I'm that nigga.
One West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put y'all faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make them money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on cargo.
Imagine honor don't lack no soldiers through the spirit of the Lord. We don't lack no soldiers. You understand me?
Saint, Black, Hispanic, Native, they hate y'all as the same. Paint Christ in they image, paint you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate. African soft niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lies sound promising. Prophecy, gift and the curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the UPK, taught me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville and I found the truth. I called the school, classes being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. UPK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under Yohanna, ain't he murdered by them and got a hug from Yohanna. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priests bringing back black royalty. 1 West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ICE agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game, put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves.
Somos la Escuela Israelita del Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Hoy estamos aquí.
Lord Commandant General Yohanna na ISUPK.
This is what Commander General Yohanna did. This is what he did.
First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me